Hi guys, and I just made a video on 3 things that I really think they could improve on the Mavic. Now, I truly think this drone is awesome, and it's one of the best drones you could for sure get across the board, hands down. Without question. Probably the best drone, especially for $1,000. For sure the best. Portability wise, it's awesome. The tech is awesome. There's nothing that even compares. So, I could go on with a list of probably over 20 things that I like specifically about the Mavic and not even about the Phantoms. But now I'm going to give you a list of just 5 things that I really like about the Mavic, and I think that they don't have on the Phantoms, and that I really think they really just enhance that much more flight, and I just think they're cool and little things that they bother doing, which they really didn't have to. Number 5, which is a little thing. The fact that their remote, on the little screen, it says the RPM level. Now, I'm very into cars, and I love cars, and I'm a big car enthusiast. So the fact that it says the RPM level is really cool for me, because it's just cool to see what the RPM level is on a drone, because compared to the cars, it's just cool for me, because I'm into cars. Like, if it wasn't into cars, it wouldn't necessarily be cool for me. But it's a little thing they didn't have to throw in there. They really didn't, and they did. And I happen to think it's really cool. Number 4, the dome. The dome is that's this thing, the thing that covers the camera, and the fact that they did not put on a lens protector, like a little lens cover, because that lens cover, I had a Phantom 3 standard, it was really annoying to take on and off. It really was. It was very annoying, and it got in the way, and it just got really annoying to pull on and off. You had to grip it, and if you had slippery hands, and you wouldn't be able to take it off. You have to poke the whole thing to finally take it off, hold it, and then take off the gimbal clamp. It's very easy to just take off the dome, and then you got it ready, the camera exposed. It just pick the little thing up over there. You pull that little thing out, which is really simple. To put it in is a little more complicated, but take it out, it's really simple. And bang, you got the gimbal clamp and the dome off. And if you really want, you can even leave the dome on. And you don't have to start fiddling around really hard to get that little lens camera when you're waiting to get out to fly. To be a little nuisance to put it back together, to put the little gimbal clamp back on, I don't mind so much, because that's after you're flying anyways. You might be in a little bit of a rush, but just stick it in, it's easy. When you're about to fly, you want to just get everything off right, and just get into the air already. It's annoying to have to just grip that extra lens, and it was really annoying. So the fact that I don't have to do this with this drone makes it much easier for me, and I really like it a lot. Number 3 on my list is the fact that the remote has so many buttons. Now, I'm still in school, I'm 16 years old, and my school doesn't let me have smartphones. So I can't bring any smartphone to hook up to the remote. So, and I'm in school very long hours, and I don't have a lot of time once I get home. It's way past dark by the time I get home. The fact that I can pretty much I could fly this, and do a ton of stuff with it. Obviously, I can't get to any of the advanced settings, but I could do way more than with my Phantom. My Phantom I couldn't even take a picture, I couldn't take video. It was very not recommended to fly even without it, because you didn't even know the GPS signal. The Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Pro still have that problem, unless you get the one with the screen, which has the same problem with bringing it to my school. The fact that you don't need to have a tablet or a phone, even though it is 2017 now, I think it's really useful little thing that, it's not so small. The fact that they have just all those buttons that just make it so much easier, that the sport mode, the little just switch on the side, that's the sport mode. The picture, the video, all the gimbal stuff, obviously. The C1 and C2 so I can focus the camera. And now I have the other C1 of them I have as focus the camera, the other one I have to turn on and off the front LEDs. So if I want to take a picture, let's say, of something inside, just using it as a camera, I can just flick that thing and bang, it's off. Obviously, some of these stuff the Phantom 4 and Phantom 4 Pro have. My Phantom 3 standard had none of these buttons. And even the newest ones, I don't know if they have all the buttons that this one has. This customized. This is a customizable button that clicks in four directions and in. I don't actually think that works when you don't have an iPad, which I use an iPad, or a phone connected. But it's still useful even when you do have that phone connected. And number 2 is that little LCD screen. That makes it really that I could fly. That's number 2, because without that screen, there was no way I would fly. I would even take the chance of flying without, because I wouldn't know if I had GPS signal. This thing tells me a GPS signal. And another thing is, it tells you exactly how much charge it has. And I think that's a big fact that my Phantom 3 stand didn't have. Most Phantoms don't have. I don't think so. That they tell you how much charge the actual remote has. The battery, I still think they could. I think it would be really useful if they set some way of, just from the battery, being able to tell how much charge exactly it has, because I'm always wondering just like how much longer it has, even though it has the blinking lights, but it doesn't tell me. It just tells me if it has 50%, 75%, or 25%. Like, it doesn't tell me much. And I think it would be very useful, but their mode in the meantime has a little LCD screen that tells you exactly what percent. You're at 99%, you're at 98%, you're at 100%, fully charged, and time to unplug. Like, it tells you exactly if it's charging, all the status of everything, and it just gives you all these warnings on the screen, and like, when like I switch into sport mode, it lets you know you switch into sport mode. When there's an obstacle, it lets you know. And another little thing about this is that it actually vibrates and gives you warnings. So it's very useful remote, and I think it's just smaller and more high-tech than most of the Phantom remotes, which is kind of embarrassing for the Phantom remotes, because they're less tech and they're huge. This thing is tiny, and it's got more tech built in. Number one, obviously, and this is probably everyone's number one, the portability. That's everyone's number one. About the drone, the fact that it's that high-tech and it's that portable. I mean, which drone do you have that's this small, that comes even close to the amount of tech that it has? They have all these ones that are pocket-sized, but they're garbage. You use your smartphone to connect with them. They have no signal. They're meant to be selfie cameras. They go slow as who knows what. This thing goes 40 miles per hour. It's a race drone, it could be. Like in sport mode, it performs like a race drone. It's crazy. It's ridiculous, and to have a drone that's this small, that has this much tech, I think it's next world. And that's why this thing has pretty much killed the entire market of drones, and it's been back-ordered, and I think it's still a little back-ordered, but now they finally, like, clear the back orders 3-4 months later after they announced it. It was that popular, and it still is this popular. It's just crazy and knocks, I think, most other drones out of the water. These are the 5 things that I absolutely love about my DJI Mavic Pro. Some of the 5 top features. Obviously, there are more on my list, but I didn't want to have to go through a list of like 20 things. So, there it is, and I hope you enjoyed this video.